Hey guys, today I'm going to be making another video of how to make a barrier in Blender. So in my last two videos on how to make a 3D model on how to make GFX and how to make mushrooms, I said in the comments that I would make a video on how to make a barrier for your Roblox simulator game, so I'm going to be doing that. So first, you want to hop into Blender. Then you want to select all of this with your mouse, delete it. Then you want to press Shift A and get a cylinder. Then you want to click on this part where it says Add Cylinder. Click on Vertices and change that to 11 or whatever you think is good. Actually, I think I might do 8 for low poly vibe. Then you want to press S to scale it up a little bit so you can see it a lot better. Might bring that up a little bit. Then you want to add a loop cut right here. Drag that down a little bit and drag this down. So once you have two loop cuts, you want to go into edge select mode, hold shift and hold alt, and then click on this part, on the part that's not selected yet. Press S, scale that out. And I think that looks pretty decent. I'm going to shade that auto smooth and change that to 65 sides. So now you have a low polyish type of cylinder, I guess. And then there's this one style that I think is probably really good, like, because a lot of people use it and it's just the best style. But so basically what you want to do, you want to get the knife tool out. You want to go in this mode, like where it's on one face only. Press A so you can select everything and turn off include geometry. Then you want to go up here and go into viewport shading. You want to click and just make something like this. And then press enter once you get your first line done. And then you do the same thing. So you follow what you did before. Okay, so I think that looks pretty decent. Now I'm going to go out of edge mode and I'm going to go in face select mode. Then I'm going to scroll up or scroll into it. And you see these little dots? Well, you want to highlight with your mouse that and then it'll select it. So, and I'll select all sides. So I'm going to do that real quick. And whenever you select something you didn't want to select, what you want to do, you want to hold control and select over it again. So, almost done. Okay, so now I'm going to press Z and go back to material preview. Or at least go in material preview. Now I'm going to press I think it is. Oh no, it's not I, it's E. And then, so once you press E, click right whenever you press E, and then press S and scale it in as much as you think it should be. I think that looks pretty good. And there's also probably going to be some shading errors like this. So if you want to fix that, you want to go back into edge mode and click on the part where there's shading errors like this. So right here there's a shading error for me, so I'm going to click on that with the edge mode. And then I'm going to right click and go down to mark sharp. And it looks a little bit better. The other way you can fix this, if you don't want to do that, then you can press shade auto smooth again and bring this down. But it doesn't look as smooth or anything, but it does do the job. So I think I might bring this up, but still keep it low. Like that. I think that looks pretty good. If you want to make the top part of it, press Shift A, press cylinder, scale that out a little bit, like bigger than this, scale it down, and then you want to add a loop cut in the middle. So let me add that. Press S, scale that out a little bit, and then you got yourself this. I'm going to shade that auto smooth. And then what else you can do is this, it usually looks really good if you do this. What you can do, you can go in face mode, select the top part, E to extrude it, S to scale it back in. Let me bring that down a little bit. Press Control B, and then you can bevel it. And then it's gonna look like a very smooth texture thing. Scale that back in a little bit. And now I'm gonna add some variation to this. So what you can do, you can select this part, and make sure to go in edge mode. Select this, select this part, and select this part. And then what you wanna do, you wanna bring it all down like this, so it looks something like that. And that just adds some variation to it, makes it look more like grass. And then if you want to texture it, what you want to do, so make sure you're in material preview. And then what you want to do, you want to press UV editing, go back in material preview. And then what you want to do, you want to go to the circle checker thing, add a new material, and press this yellow part, press image texture, open a file, and go to the color palette I gave you last video. And if you have not seen that video, I'll link it in the description. So then you want to search up color palette, which is the name, so put that in. And now it'll look quite weird, so I'm going to go back in face mode, press A to select it all, press on one of these, then I'm going to do U, and then I'm going to press project from view. Then press A over here, scale it in. And let me find a color that looks good. I think maybe something like that? No, something like this. And then I'm going to go back into wireframe mode. And I'm going to select all this so I can texture it. So let me zoom into this part. I might go back into material preview and just select it like this, because to me I feel like that's easier once you select the normal part. Okay, so I got them all selected, and now I'm gonna go over here and press G to move it around and drag it over to a darker color. Maybe make it a little bit more light. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then if you want to texture the top part, just do the same thing. Go back to layout, add a texture by going on this checker looking circle, add a new material, press on this yellow part where it says base color, press image texture, and instead of pressing open and going back in the files, then you can click on this image picture and then click on color palette. Then go back to UV editing, press A to select all of everything, like select the whole thing. Go back and click on one of these, and then press U, project from view, and press A over here, scale that in, and find the green you want. So I think, nah, that doesn't look too good. Maybe something like that looks good to me. Maybe a little darker. Yeah, so something like that looks pretty good. Might make it a little brighter then. Okay, so once you have something like this, then what you want to do, you want to press File, Export, and export it as an FBX. You can also export it as an OBJ, but sometimes OBJ messes up, but that is the files that Roblox use. But I would do FBX, because I feel like it's better to do it that way. So let me export this as a file. Let me name it barrier top. Then I'm going to export it as FBX. Then I'm going to go in Roblox Studio, so I'll see you whenever I get there. Okay, so once you're in a Roblox base plate or something like that, or in your Roblox game, you want to make sure the game is published, so just publish that again. Actually, I'm going to click on that since it's already published. But then you want to press View, go to Asset Manager, Meshes, and press this Dropbox looking thing, and then click on your file, press Apply, or you can do Apply All if you want the barrier to be 1. So select all of this by either using Shift or using Control, right click, press Insert, And then you have this. It may look a little too big, so I'm gonna get a dummy to see how I'm gonna scale it. Drag that dummy down there. Then what I'm gonna want to do is go to the model resize, which I also showed you in last video. So if you need, I'll put it in the link of the description if you haven't already seen that video. So you want to scale this down to the size you think is good. I think something like that. I'll deselect that, go back and move it down. And I think that looks good. And now you got yourself a barrier. So then you want to do Control C, Control V, bring that back down. And you can just rotate it however you want. So I'm gonna rotate it like this. Make different variants for it. You can also do that, or with the model resize tool that I just showed you, you can scale that down. So let me turn off the model select, move that over here, and you got yourself a barrier with 2 different variants. And I hope you enjoyed the video, or I hope this tutorial helped you. And if it did, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you want me to make a tutorial on next. See ya.